Hi, today is August 27th. We're going to start with Federalist number 2. It was written by John Jay, and this paper got published on October 31st of 1787. When we read this paper, we have to liven up our imagination as a human being. In this paper, he's telling the people of 13 different states that you have to imagine, that you have to remember that all of you come from the same background, and he's mostly referring to the English or the British background of the people of the United States. And he keeps on trying to remind them of that. Says that we are one people. This land that's being given to us, or that we reside now, is one contiguous, connected place. He says that we have to say yes to this Constitution. We have to ratify it and become a union. Let me read the first short paragraph. When the people of America reflect that they are now called upon to decide a question which in its consequences must prove one of the most important that ever engaged their attention, the propriety of their taking a very comprehensive as well as a very serious view of it will be evident. So in a way, he echoes what Publius said in Federalist Paper number 1. He says this is extremely important and we have to pay very close attention to it. This is our future. Now, as we go along reading the different paragraphs of this paper, as well as all of them, but especially this one and the first 14 papers, constantly think the heritage he's talking about. What is our heritage? Am I supposed to be Iranian first and foremost? Am I supposed to be a Muslim first and foremost? Am I supposed to be Iranian and Muslim, a Shiite? Am I supposed to be a Shiite, a Muslim, Iranian? What order am I going to look at myself? Am I going to be an Iranian who's lived in the United States 40 years? In Oklahoma, most of it? Who was born into a Muslim family, who happened to be Shia? Whose parents' first language was Turkish? And my first language, because it was the language of the country, became Farsi. Which one is it supposed to really overtake my thinking? And apply it to yourself. Just look at my name. Listen, I'm gonna share something with you. My first name is Hushang. It comes from a book, Shahnameh. It's the name of a mythological king. It comes out of a book that was supposed to keep every Arabic word out because it was written 400 years after the Muslim armies came to Iran and majority of Iranians became Muslim, but wanted to keep the Persian language alive. Ferdowsi wrote this epic poem named Shahnameh, and a tenth of it is mythology, the mythological past of Iran. And my name is the name of a king that comes out of that mythic part of this work that talks about foundation of civilization for humanity. Now look at my last name, Nur Muhammadi. Both of them are Arabic words. Both of them, Nur is a chapter in the Holy Quran. Muhammad is the name of the Prophet Muhammad. It's just that E at the end, that for people who are familiar with names, realize that it's most likely an Iranian last name. So am I supposed to be Iranian, fully Persian? Am I supposed to be Arab Muslim? What is my connection? My suggestion to you, this is something that I have done and I believe in. I am first and foremost a human being. It's first and foremost a human being. Second, I'm a human being who happens to have been born in Iran, into a Muslim family, and who's lived in the United States for 40 years. All of these inform me. All of these inform the way I think, the way I carry on my life. But I am first and foremost a human being. My home, my country is this planet. This is our home. This is the womb of humanity. We have to stop being tribal. For the longest time, for thousands of years, people believed that the 50 square kilometers that they lived in, that was their planet, that was their country. Then we started traveling a little further. Then our view and our connection to the place we lived grew larger. And we have to grow with that. We have to remember that now a news that's made on the other side of the planet can get to us. We can see other people hurt. We become happy when other people are happy. Diseases that are on the other side of the planet just don't stay there. Those are our brothers and sisters. And that's what we have to remember. When we read, especially the first 36 papers, it dwells on the weakness of the Confederation, on weakness of the states if they do not unite. And for most Americans, this part is a little difficult to read because they're already united. They went through a civil war. But we as human beings everywhere, Americans, Iranians, Japanese, Germans, wherever you live, we're all human beings. This is our home. Our countries need to be just like states are in the United States. We have to have shared sovereignty. We have to create a union and allow all the young people in this planet to flourish, to be able to share their genius with everybody else around the world. So when we go through this paper and the rest of the papers, I hope you think about some of the things I shared with you here. I hope gradually we come to a point where we give preference to our humanity as our first heritage that we ascribe to. That we're human beings first, and then we are white, this color, that color, brown, Muslim, Christian, or whether we're from this country or another country. That, I think that is foolishness if we put our humanity as the second or third level of what our heritage is. We have to be proud of our families, the cities, the countries that we've grown in, the languages we speak, because every one of those languages, every one of those heritages is another beautiful window to the world. But we don't want to lose the sight of the most important thing, and that's we're human beings. We can unite and go forward, make progress, where hunger will not be an issue anymore. A lot of the sicknesses that we have to deal with now will not be issues. We will find cures for them once we stop spending so much on war-making machinery and actually spend some of it on peace building and progress. Well, I will continue with the second paragraph here in a little bit.